We're speaking today with Meredith Bowen, recently appointed Artistic Director of the Holland Chorale, now in its 52nd year, and presenting a concert Saturday evening titled To Sing is to Fly, which brings together music and poetry in a collection of very inspiring, emotional texts of singing, flying, living, and winging. Meredith Bowen is active in the choral music field as a guest clinician and conductor, and has been the artistic director of Sistrum, Lansing Women's Chorus, since 2001. Since 2006, she has been adjunct faculty at Lansing Community College, where she conducts the concert choir and teaches several music courses. For the past 4 years, she has served as music director of the Battle Creek Girls Chorus and the Battle Creek Community Chorus. In addition to her conducting appointments, Ms. Bowen is currently pursuing her doctorate of musical arts in choral conducting at Michigan State University. Meredith Bowen, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk with us today.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
You've assembled a wonderful collection of music and poetry for Saturday evening's concert. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, I'd like to say welcome as you begin your work as Artistic Director of the Holland Chorale this season. Are you from West Michigan?
I am not. I'm actually from Pennsylvania, in a little town, south central Pennsylvania, called Chambersburg, and I was imported to Michigan about 13 years ago, but I've been around for the last 13 years. So.
Okay. What led you to the Holland Chorale?
Well, it was an awesome opportunity afforded to me last year when I was starting my DMA, and Ryan Kelly, the previous director, moved on, and he actually took a job at my alma mater in Pennsylvania. So
I see.
It was really interesting. But I loved getting to know the people with the Holland Chorale and have enjoyed it ever since.
Great. You're a singer, obviously.
I am.
Okay. What are some of the vocal concepts that you as a singer try to instill in your singers?
I think it's really important to connect to the text. And really enjoy the text that you're singing, and to be able to then go and sing and tell the story to an audience. So we're always talking about text. And something else that I'm always preaching about also is breath and air, and making sure that, it's comfortable to sing, and that's an easy sound. So we try to breathe all the time and talk about the text.
Mm-hmm. We hear a lot about the importance of blending in choirs. How exactly do you work on achieving that nice blended choral sound?
I think it's important to have everybody listen. The idea is that everybody match vowels, and then by that time, listen to where you are in the chord, and who needs to be louder on the other parts, and who needs to be quieter. And it's important to do the listening and match vowels.
The choir, of course, has a well-established reputation in this area. And as you take on the role now as music director, what do you see as your role in the ongoing life of the ensemble? I mean, do you intend to sort of continue as they have in the past, or do you want to take it in a new direction?
I really see it as continuing the excellence that they have already set up, and to bring my own flavor to it. I'm really interested in the idea of having different genres of music presented in the same concert, and I just think makes for very interesting to listen to the concert. For example, this weekend we have music by Brahms next to music by Lennon and McCartney.
Right.
So,
Right.
I think it's just really interesting to take an idea and see how you can formulate a concert around just this small piece of sand, as it were.
Yeah. The Holland Chorale is a relatively large ensemble with 65 voices. Does that present challenges as well as advantages for a conductor?
I think it's a great opportunity, quite frankly. There's so many ensembles that I've conducted before that are small, so it's excellent to work with that many voices, and the caliber of the singer is fantastic as well.
Does that influence your decision then about repertoire too? I mean, are there some types of music that you can do with a larger ensemble like this?
Certainly, yeah. The pieces that call for a bigger sound, it's just magical what they can do with that huge sound.
Sure.
And the toughness of the piece, if it's something that's a little more meaty that you can sink your teeth into, it's great to explore that as well.
You could do something like, say, the 40-part motet, with relative ease, right?
I don't know about that.
Do you enjoy performing choral works with orchestra, with other instrumental ensembles?
I do. I enjoy the whole range of choral music, unaccompanied, piano accompaniment, having small ensembles and large orchestras. So I'm really looking forward to my next couple of years here.
Great. Well, tell us just briefly about the music on Saturday's concert. Like, as you were saying, you have quite a mix and quite an eclectic mix of music, but I think it comes together nicely.
Yeah. So I had this idea I'm always thinking about themes for concerts, and I don't know when it was, probably over the summer when I was trying to figure out what the concerts would be like. And I just had this idea of birds for some reason. I always liked the quote, "A bird doesn't sing because it has an answer, it sings because it has a song." And that seemed very musical to me, and to sing is to fly is very musical to me as well. So I just thought about, and there's so many pieces that have bird influences and singing, So we are doing bird pieces that mention birds, like nightingales and, the Brahms or Schöne Nacht, and then Die Nachtigall by Mendelssohn. So we have the 19th century romantic classics alongside 20th century Kurt Meacham's piece called Winging Wildly, and he takes text from Siegfried Sassoon and Paul Laurence Dunbar and Sarah Teasdale, I believe, and weaves those in bird texts. And it's not necessarily about birds, but like the Paul Laurence Dunbar, the caged bird, is all about slavery, and then Siegfried Sassoon is about World War I. He was a World War I poet, and so to kind of see that the bird genre or what have you from that angle. Yeah. And then we have a rendition of Skylark, the Hoagie Carmichael tune. Yeah. And like I said before, Blackbird, the Lennon McCartney. Sure. And then we're going to morph into more of the singing. So I Am in Need of Music, which is Elizabeth Bishop text. And How Can I Keep From Singing, which everybody loves. Sure. And then we finish with Gwyneth Walker's I Thank You God for Most This Amazing Day. And so it's a progression of birds singing from night to day, and I don't know. Yeah, no. It just kind of all comes together. I love it. It certainly does. It sounds just beautiful, and we certainly wish you well Saturday. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your very busy schedule. Oh, you're welcome. We've been speaking today with Meredith Bowen, the artistic director of the Holland Chorale. They perform Saturday evening at 7:30 at Harderwyk Ministries Sanctuary, 1627 West Lakewood Boulevard in Holland, and you'll be able to get tickets at the door, or you can also go to their website, hollandchorale.org. And again, Meredith Bowen, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.